Alrighty, welcome back to Weenie Trades. So in this video, I'm going to be giving a technical analysis of SPY, NVIDIA, Tesla, Boeing, and Square, mostly because I traded them today. So let's get right into it. SPY, if you watched yesterday's recap, I said if SPY does not gap up over 418, look for 418.20 to be resistance. Well, look at this. SPY moved higher, pulled back, hit 418.20, and then massively sold off. So moving forward, if SPY can close hourly above, 415, even 414, we still can continue this new uptrend that we've started. However, we're still potentially range bound. This could be a jab, a false breakout, and now we're coming back into the range, and we could start lower highs and lower lows. So 415, 414 is going to be pivotal for the bulls to hold, and so they can get that trend change and get above 418.20 and then test 420, get above 420, and we actually could see all-time highs in a few weeks if that were the scenario. But so far, I see a 4-hour tail candle, and that could be a false breakout, and now we're back inside the range, and we could roll over, or we might find support at the bottom end of the range. It's still a range-bound market. I'm expecting a lot of congestion into the summer, so keep an eye out for just choppiness on the SPY. Mark that 418, 418.20 level. If we get above that, check out 420, get above 420. Watch out for breakdown candle high of 422. After that, it's blue sky breakout, all-time highs. And I wouldn't expect like a big pop, just probably another higher high into a pullback. But SPY, watch for it to potentially come back into the range if we can't hold that 415 area on the SPY. Today, NVIDIA announced a 4-to-1 stock split, and it was actually really bullish, but it did most of the move in the pre-market. I was tempted to buy, but I was like, oh, I'm going to wait for a better setup on the intraday. Boom, we get a nice good push up. The profit takers come in because their calls are up a lot. So usually when you see a big gap up, usually the first move is a dip because of those profit takers on the calls. So I said, I'm expecting the dip and rip. Well, we got the dip and rip. Boom, I buy NVIDIA right at about, 606. With really good share size, looking for a move up through the pre-market high. Now, I didn't take off any shares off up there, unfortunately, and NVIDIA started to slam down, do a bear flag, and I had to stop out of NVIDIA once we broke that bear flag to the downside. NVIDIA was my biggest expense trade today, mostly because of the size, and as we started to curl back up, I was like, okay, well, I can do a vertical spread. Did the vertical spread, lower high? Okay, we are either going to break out and extend through that high because we have a fresh news catalyst, so breakouts could potentially be better, but I'm also aware of the short-sided trade. Sellers are selling up here, putting their stop loss above the pre-market high, and then boom, they get paid on the downside. And NVIDIA is just kind of chopping around. But look for NVIDIA to potentially go higher into next week if the semiconductors are bullish. There's a lot of resistance, though, in this area. So it depends on where the SMH, the semiconductors are. But look, this range is just a lot of chop shop. So maybe if NVIDIA pulls back a little bit, holds support, then maybe we could get a new trend change and pop it bullish. I like NVIDIA long-term, good stock. I really like the stock split move, even though it didn't work out so well for Apple and Tesla. I really do believe that it was mostly because of where it was on the chart. It was extended. They announced the stock split, boom, drop. Tesla, announces the stock split, drops. But later, eventually started to make a little bit more highs. So keep an eye out on NVIDIA next week. Speaking of Tesla, I was really proud of my Tesla trade today because we pulled down, we're extended a little bit on the higher time frames. We pull down massively, we pull up, then we start to break down. And right here, as we come into this double top resistance right here, or this resistance, this is see how it's support, we flush it, now it's resistance. I go ahead and sell calls on Tesla, selling calls on a Friday. And boom, stop loss just above those highs. And we get a nice, good waterfall sell-off. And once we started to, pop this little bull flag bullish, I went ahead and took my profits on that Tesla short. I also tried to short it a little bit down here, but again, getting stopped out. Those whippy choppiness, it's fine. Still net positive on Tesla. $169 for a pretty good trade today. But Tesla, 600's got to be that pivot, above 600, I got to be bullish, beneath 600, and we're right back into this trading range, and Tesla could start to flush a little bit lower if that is to be the case. So same with the SPY, They're very correlated right now. A lot of stocks are correlated. If Tesla starts to continue to roll over, we could be seeing like a, 520, 500 Tesla in a bit. Otherwise, if the market decides to rally, let's look for Tesla to possibly have a pretty decent rally, probably up to 620, get above 620, and maybe Tesla can test something like the 660 up at this previous breakdown area. And that would be a great chance to go short or take profits on your long trade. It depends on if you're an investor or a trader in Tesla. If you're an investor, just be a little bit careful. These chart patterns take quite a while to continue on up, if they ever continue on up. So that's kind of a little bit of a warning for Tesla. Love the company, love the stock, but the chart doesn't lie. Just remember that. Today, Boeing was upgraded, and I said pre-market that I love Boeing over 232.80. Well, we got the dip and rip. It was a gap up on an upgrade, and we got the dip from the profit takers that are selling the gap up, and we got the rip. So this is kind of what I was looking for on NVIDIA as well. Hopefully you enjoy Parker taking a nap over there in the corner. But we got the dip and rip on Boeing. I go ahead and buy Boeing over about 233-ish. Boom, peel some profits off at 234, peel some profits off at 235, and peel some profits off at 236. Then later in the day, Boeing came right back into support. And as we started to bounce right up here, I went short right at about 235 with a stop loss just above those highs and just took some quick profits at 2R on that short little scalp trade. But Boeing, look for Boeing to potentially continue higher. It's really strong. Not the strongest of names, but not the weakest of names. Boeing probably should find some resistance, in this upper zone right up here, maybe all the way up to, 255 in the next coming weeks. So leaning bullish on Boeing if the market is bullish. Keep an eye out for it. And lastly, let's just break down SQ. SQ is an expense trade for me today. And SQ, we had this, I was looking, it had some positive news catalysts, KDS software for restaurants. Whatever it may be, it's positive news catalyst. I'm looking at the hourly chart, and and even though I'm aware that Square is bearish on a higher time frame, I'm looking for a short squeeze on the short term. Yesterday we had a nice good bull flag that started to pop today, and I was looking for SQ to take out that pre-market high. Well, we did the dip and rip because we got the gap up. We dipped, we ripped. I start to buy Square just over about 208. The stop loss just underneath 207. So 1 point stop loss. We pull down, we hold the stop loss, we start to curl. I actually add right here. I love it when we get a dip and I can, increase my stop loss and increase my risk and look for that breakout. I was targeting something like the 214 today on SQ, and we started to pinch a little bit, pinch. Boom, we break 207. Expense trade minus $82 on Square. Not that the P&L matters. It's just something that, I like to go over a little bit, but SQ, nice, good. I'm very happy with that stop out because I just saved myself so much money. Taking an $80 loss right there. What if I would have held it for another 7 points? That would be 8 times 7. I'd be looking at a $500, $600, $700 loss, an extra 4% drop had I not stopped out. And so, Square, look for a little bit more bearishness. It's actually probably more bearish than Tesla. We are starting to form a bear flag on Square, and we could start to drop down into these lower ranges. And that's just an unfortunate short-term event for all Square shareholders and bulls. But that's just the way the chart is, and the chart doesn't lie. That's the biggest takeaway. Hopefully you enjoyed that trade recap. Small little green Friday, nothing to write home about. Too much size on NVIDIA. Tesla was good. Square was meh. And, AMC, let's just quickly mention AMC. Just to note the short setups. So AMC, we're breaking up and we have a nice good bullish flag pattern. Boom, I'm going long AMC 1282 with the stop loss just underneath 1275. So not even a 10-cent stop loss because I'm aware that there could be sellers accumulating up here, putting their stop loss above there, and boom, short sellers won that trade. Nice, good trade by the short sellers. And I unfortunately had to stop out of AMC and the minus $45. Oh, well, shoulda, coulda, woulda. Small little green Friday. Hopefully we can get some really good range expansion coming into next week. And we'll be ready to go here at Weenie Trades Live. Thanks for tuning in. See ya.